We're gonna take this 3 kilo snapper and we're gonna cook it in my favorite way, in salt. And there are several ways of making fish in salt. I'm gonna show you what we do here in our family. First of all, the ingredients. You need a beautiful fish. With the fish is important, and of course it has to be fresh, otherwise there's no point. And you need to keep the scales on. The scales is important because this is gonna protect it from the salt penetrating the skin and then effectively making it too salty. And that also means that when you need to buy this fish, it needs to be wildly caught, because a lot of the fish, when it comes from farm, since they are very, very populated, the scales come off because the fish just rub into each other. So wild caught. Then we're going to use the herbs. Here you can do whatever you want. We found the ones we have around the house. So we got some sage, we got some bay leaves, rosemary, and this is a mix between marjoram and thyme. And then in the belly we're going to put parsley and a lemon. To finish it off, we need salt. This is a 3.5 kilo fish. You need probably between 3 and 3.5 kilos of salt. And yes, some egg white, which you fluff up. Step number 1 is whisking all the herbs together. We're going to be mixing this with the salt, and it's going to give some amazing fragrance to the fish. Throw in some sage, bay leaves, and then we get to blend it coarsely. Just add a little bit of salt, helps us mix everything together. And like this, we are happy. And then we use the egg white to create kind of a mixture of salt, which allows us to put it over the fish a little bit better. You can use egg white, you can use some water, or you can just use salt by itself. I find that when the fish is so massive like this one, have it into a paste is a little bit easier, so you waste less salt. So this we blended, that started it because it was hungry. And now it's time to make the paste. So, big salt. Usually it's 1 kilo of salt per kilo of fish, but the point is that you need to cover it all anyway. So let's start with 2 kilos here. Put some of the herbs. And we mix it with the egg white. Keep adding salt, keeping adding the egg white, and it's slowly becoming into a paste. Why do I think cooking in salt is the best way of cooking fish? Is because the salt creates this crust in which the fish cooks slowly. All the juices remain in the fish, and all the flavors, the natural flavors of the fish remain. And then when we add herbs, we add some lemon, we add some parsley, you really eat the fish in its purest possible form. And now it's time to put the fish to bed. One thin layer at the bottom. We take the guy, kiss it goodnight, and we put it down. Oh, just about fits, perfect. Tail comes out, doesn't matter, it doesn't have any of the meat. Then, before covering it up, we need to put stuff in the belly. So lemon, thin slices, and in the belly you can put whatever flavors you like. My feeling is that you want to keep it simple. So for me, lemon and parsley, that's all you need. But if you want to get creative and put some rosemary, some thyme, you do you. All the way inside, and so is the lemon. Big fish, a whole lemon is perfectly fine. Now let's prepare the blanket. And see, now that we created it into a paste, it's just a lot easier to let it stick to the meat of the fish. Now we make sure everything is nice and sealed, nice and even. And this crust also allows for a very uniform way for the fish to cook. It's a forgiving way to cook as well because we're keeping all the juices. So even if you overcook it for a few minutes, all the moisture is going to stay here, and it's fantastic. Usually the cooking temperature should be at 200 degrees Celsius, and you want to cook it for about 20 to 25 minutes per kilo. So we said this is just over 3 kilos, so we're going to be cooking it for an hour and 10. Cooking a beast like the fish that we're going to do today has a few challenges. One of them is finding the right oven to be able to cook it in. Thankfully, the family pizza oven is coming to our rescue. So this is wood fired. Here's the wood. And the trick here, or the difficulty here, is going to be keeping it at 200 degrees Celsius. So at the moment, we're running a tad hot. So we're going to let it cool down a little bit. Then the fish goes in. Then we have to monitor it. And hopefully after an hour and 10, however, in 15 minutes, it's ready to be cooked. Open it up, cleaned up, and eaten. Once we reach 200 degrees, we kept it for a few minutes. We think we're going to be able to hold it there. So let's open, quickly put it in, close it, and wait. This guy is pretty heavy. Okay. This goes all the way in. Thermometer, we're going to keep it like this, help us with the temperature, and then we close. Can't wait to eat it. An hour and 20 minutes. Come closer, listen to this. See, it forms this amazing crust. Now we're going to try to open it on the side, and if we are lucky, we're going to be able to open it like a sarcophagus. Now we lift. Let's see if this is going to start coming off. Oh wait.
If you just take it off the head, it should be.
Okay, look at that. It's coming right up. Oh yeah, we did it. Look at this. Oh, it's fantastic. Okay, so this is hot, but we can put it here. And look how beautiful this is. Okay, now it's time to clean. So skin comes off. So do the fins. Yeah, it's super lovely and juicy. And now we can start portioning it. Cut in the middle. And with a fish this amazing, the only thing you need to do is you take some extra virgin olive oil, just a drizzle of olive oil, and now it's time to taste it. Absolutely the best way of cooking it. Super meaty, super flavorful. It wasn't that hard, was it? Come on, go get cooking.